It's the grandson of right thought. Why is America called a whore? Why do y'all think the Most High calls America a whore? Have y'all ever dealt with a whore in your life? Are y'all familiar with what a hoe is? So then why does the Most High call America a hoe? Let's see. The characteristics of a hoe. A hoe is for the streets. As the scriptures say, her feet abide not in her house, which means she ain't never at home. She's always ripping and running around, gadding abroad. This is a good apple. I mean, this it's like one of the best apples I've had off that tree. It's just juicy and sweet. But back to the subject at hand. A hoe don't want to stay at home, always out in the street. She's for the streets. Well, Most High says America is a hoe. So let's see if that's true. Does America mind its own damn business and stay at home? Make sure that she takes care of home? Or is her home all fucked up and she's running all over the world, gadding abroad, trying to be an influencer? Y'all see how this goes? Trying to influence others to be like her. Now, just scroll Instagram and see if you see some hoes on Instagram trying to be influencers. Just see if it is. That's what the Most High says America is like. Now, do you think it is? Would you agree? There are American embassies all over the damn world. But America is in turmoil. You see that? So just like a hoe who fucks all over the world, she fucks other guys all over the place, and her house is in disarray. Her husband ain't happy. Her kids are all rebellious as hell. Don't listen, can't tell them shit. Divorce is as high as hell. You see? Miss Independent, oh how I love her. Some of the most beta male shit ever sang. Y'all see this? In America, here's a nigga singing about wanting an independent woman. And how much he loves that she's independent. You see? So, what else do America do that would classify her as a whore? She's arrogant as hell. Now you tell me if you ever met a humble hoe. When's the last time you met a humble hoe? Now, are Americans prideful? Yes. You can't tell them shit. That's right. They won't listen to righteousness. That's right. They won't repent. No matter what the hell plague they're hit with, they won't repent. That's right. That's what hoes do. No matter how many STDs she get, she won't stop fucking. How many wardings she gets, she won't stop. She done been roofied. She done been gang banged. She done been ran through, tricked, deceived, and still running to the streets. Won't keep her ass at home where it's safe. You see that? So, what's different with America? Y'all see it. They always got to pull out of somewhere. Ain't Americans pulling out of somewhere right now called Afghanistan? The hell are you doing over there? What the hell is Americans doing over there in Afghanistan? Well, hey, man, they were terrorists, man. They were doing terrorist attacks against us. We had to retaliate. So we had to retaliate against some niggas that did some terrorist attacks on us that, come to find out, was done by our own people. Damn! How many times has America done that? Now, let's see if America's a hoe. When you have a hoe as a daughter, she will lie to you and tell you that she's going one place and she's really going somewhere else. That's what hoes do. And for you niggas that don't think hoes is like this, shame on you at this point. You better have learned your lessons. They will say they're doing one thing and been doing something totally different. If a man is married to a hoe and she says, I'm going to the grocery store to go get some groceries, that ain't the only place she's going. She may be going to the grocery store. See how it works? Half truths. But that ain't the only place she plans on going. So now, is that what America do? Let's see. In Vietnam, they said the Gulf of Tonkin accident never happened. That's what they said started the whole war, was the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Then they came back later on and said it never happened. We lied about that. We sunk our own ship to make it look like the Vietnamese did it, so that you guys would say, yeah, let's go to war against those fuckers. Now, it worked then. Let's see if they did it again on y'all ass. See, because you're not a peaceful people. You don't want to deal with peace. Are hoes peaceful, or do they always need drama? See how it works? Y'all didn't know y'all was a nation of hoes, did y'all? Y'all thought you was the best nation on earth. Just like that bitch think on Instagram. You see? Y'all not learning. What's the girl name? Mercedes Moore? Instagram influencer, millions of followers. One of them same looking ass bad bitches like every other female's trying to be. Now she dead. She gets strangled to death by some dude. Well, you see? Drama, violence. Jezebel was the biggest hoe there ever was. Did she choose violence? Yes. What did Sha'Carri Richardson say in her post? Violence. Check. So you see how it's the Jezebel spirit, the colorful hair, the long ass nails, the rebellious ass energy. I'm gonna still do what I gotta do. I don't give a fuck. Y'all think I lost my race? It don't matter. I'm still losing, but I'm still gonna win. Can't tell them shit. Haughty, stretch forth necks. Look at there. This how hoes act. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. That's how they act. If you're not a hoe, then don't act like one. You see? So you Americans are nothing but a bunch of hoes. You're all interested in others' affairs. Back to the lies again. Let's get back to that first. So the Gulf of Tonkin, that's one lie. What about the Lusitania? That was another lie. If y'all know y'all history, then you need to research this stuff I'm saying. What else did they lie about? 9/11, they lied about that shit. The anniversary of that's coming up soon. 9/11. That was a big ass lie. Then they ran over there in Iraq and Afghanistan For what exactly? What did Trump say? I'd got the oil. If you sent me over there, I would have got the oil. If it was up to him, he would have kept the oil. So resources. What do they have in Afghanistan? That's a very, very, very profitable resource. Opium. Poppy. Are Americans addicted to opioids? Yes. So, I ain't the smartest man, but it seems as though they needed opium because there was a high demand for it. You know, all the mental pills that they've been prescribing you guys for your mental difficulties here in America. You can't deal. So you need some opium. Now there's an opium epidemic. Well, opium don't readily grow here in America, so it's got to be imported from somewhere. Where would that be? Afghanistan. Well, damn. American troops are over there teaching the Afghanis how to plant apple trees and shit like that so they can make money off of that stuff while they take their poppy fields. So the Americans can get high. 18-year-old Americans can get high. When I was in Memphis, Tennessee, I knew an 18-year-old kid, an Edomite, I ain't gonna say his name, but a so-called white boy, 18 years old, opioid addict. Every day I'm seeing him buying the shit, using it. Sick if he don't have it. He's 18 years old. Okay. So this is not something I'm making up. This is an epidemic. People are dying from this shit. That guy right there that I just described to you, he was telling me of friends he had that had died from the shit. You see? Opioids. So if you want to know where all the opioids are coming from, well, look no further than Afghanistan. So now America's pulling out, see? They got what they needed and now they're pulling out. And you think that's not going to have repercussions? That you lied to everybody about why you went in there in the first place. You see? I told you, the hoe be like, I'm going over here to go to my girlfriend's house to go have a girl's night out. And really she's getting plugged. Okay? To have a girl's night out? Oh, what, these girls' night out? These girls had a night out? Let's keep it real today. That's what they do. So that's what America's been doing to you guys. Just tell those fucking commoners anything. Tell the American citizen any fucking thing. He's so stupid he doesn't know any different. Fuck him. Tell him that we're going over here because they were terrorists against us. Tell them that we're going over here because we need to depose their leader. So you mean to tell me, I mean, let's just take a look at that. They think they know what's best for everybody. And don't know how to take care of their own house. That's another trait of a hoe. She thinks she can tell everybody else what to do, but she don't know how to take care of her own house. Now let's see if that's what America be doing. They went over to a place called Libya, who had a leader named Muammar Gaddafi that was leading his people in his own way he saw fit. He was an elected leader, and the Americans decided he don't need to be their leader no more. And they went over there and killed the man, allegedly. Maybe I snapped, allegedly. and changed the standard in which they were using gold and set up a central bank in that country. And you're telling me that this is not wicked and wrong? Hey, that general over there, let's just send a drone and blast this guy. Boom. But right here at home, y'all got niggas protesting. You've had civil rights issues since the beginning of the inception of this nation. You have all kinds of issues here on your own soil. You always think you're going to run around on the other earth to tell them how to run, on the other lands, and tell them how to run their land, and how to run their people, and choose America's ways. Nah, the scripture said that the whore made all the other nations drink of the wine of her fornication. See that? You see? Y'all just didn't understand that America was being a hoe. You see that? But now you know it. And that's why the Most High calls her a whore. You see? Going out to other people's houses, laying with other women's husbands and shit. Damn. Trying to make them change their ways in their land over there. Now, what does that mean, drinking the wine of her fornication? Now, watch what I just said. We're about to get deep, so hang on tight, y'all. We're about to go high. Hang on tight. The land is a woman. This is easily understood because you plant a seed in the earth and it grows something out of it, just like when you plant a seed in a woman. So the land is feminine. So the man of that land, or the tender keeper of that land, has a law or Torah or whatever standards that's set up in that land to be governed in how to live in that land. The man does that. He governs it and makes sure that it's lived according to these laws and standards. Now, each land has its own. Israel was given Torah. You see? That's the standard in which to live in the land. Or if you don't live by these commandments, you'll be kicked out of the land. It's that simple. You see? So in other words, if you take this land as your wife and you don't treat her right, she's going to kick you out the house. See how simple that is? Now, the hoe doesn't listen to her husband, which means doesn't govern her own land by her own laws that she was given by her husband. But yet she goes all over the rest of the lands or the other women that are governed by their men and tries to corrupt their men to choose her laws for their people, which are nothing but do what thou wilt, or complete freedom, utter freedom to do what you want to do without any governance. You see, any borders put in place. Just do what you want. It's never enough. She is a great big hole that you can never fill. That's what a whore is. She's a pit that's bottomless. That's why she cannot be reformed. What do they say? You can't save a hoe. You can't. Niggas that's trying to do that, you're fighting a failing battle. What they say, you're fighting a failing battle, man. Or a losing battle. You're trying to win some shit you cannot win. It's not made for you to win. Period. You see? She cannot be regulated or settled. Like a horse, you can't put a bit in her mouth and she'll turn at your command. Won't happen. She is unruly, man. He who hath hold of her is as though he held a scorpion or a serpent in his hands. And you wonder why you can't keep her more than a couple years at maximum. Y'all get together. She's going to find a way to break that shit apart so she can keep on hoeing. You see? So she can spread her fornication lies. Go to her husband. Hey, don't you think we should be polyamorous? Her husband be like, no, man, it's just me and you, man. I thought you said monogamy. Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe we should try polyamory. What she really means is she wants to fuck around now. And she's tired and shit of not being able to. So she's not saying you can do polyamory, nigga. She's saying, yeah, your ass stays only with me and monogamous. I'm going to try out polyamory now so that you don't get mad when I do it. That's what all hoes do. Well, I said we were doing polyamory. You catch her in bed with your best friend and shit. I said we were trying polyamory out. It's just me trying. I said we were trying out polyamory. What are you so upset about? You ready to cut this bitch's head off. You see? That's America, man. That's what they do. What are you guys so mad about? All we were trying to do is set up democracy and freedom. And freedom for injustice for all. Yeah, right. We have found out your lies. You seek to put all in bondage to you as your slaves. That's what hoes do. That's why they always keep a harem. See? A hoe ain't nothing but a female trying to be a man. In other words, trying to rule. Trying to be in a position that ain't hers. And when that happens, you get iniquity because she's going to only be able to rule with her ego. Feelings. You see? So all must worship me or you're cut off. You're nothing. That's why they treat you like gold when they first meet you, and the moment they don't want you anymore, they discard you like you never were a thing to them at all. That's what America does to people. You see? You work a job 30 years. This job had to cut back. You ain't getting no pension no more. Sorry, buddy, but we're gonna have to let you go and you ain't getting no pension. Thank you for your service. That's how you do a hoe. That's America for you. Y'all see that? And I'm saying it like this in this humorous way because so that you'll be able to receive it. You see? This could be a very harsh message I could be giving right now. You know? But we've had enough of that. It's time that we just acknowledge the truth from a laid back understanding. Not anger, not bitterness about it. It's just understanding that that's the land that you've been living in. It's been turned into a whore. They're sucking this place dry of everything with no regard for the laws of the Most High at all. And that's what happens when you have a little hoe for a daughter. She doesn't abide by your rules at all. She will be fucking a nigga, talking to her dad on the phone while he's at work. She didn't snuck a nigga in the house. Okay? She's supposed to be at school. She's 16 years old. She didn't snuck her boyfriend in the house because her dad's at work. And then banging the nigga in the house. Dad calls her phone on lunch. Oh yeah, I'm just going to lunch. I'm on lunch at school, you know. That's he calls in and checks on her at lunch at school. Calls and checks. Yeah, I'm just at lunch and shit. At lunch. At lunch. That's what they call that shit now. And she's banging while she's on the phone. So she doesn't listen to none of your rules. No matter how firm you are, no matter how stern you be with her about the shit, she's going to go astray. You see? And that's the thing about this nation that you're in. You have to understand it. That's what's happened to it. It is a great whore. So what do you do with a whore? What is her end result? Well, if you want to know, just look at Jezebel in the Bible and see what was her end result. Okay, the dogs licked up her blood. You see that? And ate her body up. So what's that mean for this place? Now, I've been saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it. The Most High says, come out of her, my people. Come out of that whore. And you guys will not be partakers of her plagues if you do that. So what do you think you should do today? Since the hoe is about to get her ass killed, that's what's about to happen. The dogs are about to lick up her blood. Then what do you think he means when he says you won't be a partaker of the plagues if you just come out? What do you think that means today? I can tell you all day what it means. I want you to confess what it means. Because if I say it to you, you can just nod your head and say, that's true. But if you say it, it makes it real. Now you got to do something. Once you have admitted it and confessed it, now you got to do something. You see that? So y'all need to confess it. Not just listen to me confess it. I've already made my choice. I know where I stand. I've been come out of her. You see? And that's why I'm yelling back to you guys like, hey, Israelites, wake the fuck up. Hey, Israel, y'all better get the hell out of there. You don't see that fire coming? I'm sorry, I'm probably busting y'all eardrums right now. But that's how I am, a trumpet. He says, lift up your voice like a trumpet and spare not their feelings, man. Show the children of Israel their sins. And so that's what I do. I lift up my voice like a trumpet and I don't spare your feelings. You see? Whether you will hear me or whether you will not listen to me, I lift my voice up regardless. Because at the end of the day, if someone was to show you these videos, show you these teachings that you get from the grandson of right thought, if someone was to show it to you, you would have to admit that it was true. You would have to admit it in the end. So then why not just admit it now? Why not just admit it now? As if the Most High don't have his principalities set up that we all have to submit to. We submit to the fact that we have spiritual war with principalities of the darkness. But you don't think he set up any type of team on his side. Come on now. So what team are you on? I told you, you got to either be a chaste woman now or a whore. It's your choice. Because will a fornicator inherit the kingdom of heaven? No. No. Will you ever find your, what we call soulmate, if you're fucking everybody that's not your soulmate and destroying your soul with soul ties? Y'all wise. That's what I'm trying to understand here. This shit is so simple and easy to grasp, but yet niggas keep running the other way. Rebellious. I mean, think about that. If you destroy your soul by sinning against your own body with fornication, see, that sin is against the body, which destroys your soul. If you're doing that, do you think you'll ever find your soul mate? People will go, well, no, obviously no. And then go right back out and start fornicating. Whew. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. That's what I'm trying to understand. Why go against the grain? Why fight against it until something physically has to happen to you? Why y'all want to be them kind of children that say, I'm not going to stop doing it until I get whooped? Why y'all being like that? Even though you know it's wrong. Dad gave a simple command. Y'all, it's some brothers in the house. And the dad says, nobody go in that refrigerator until I get back. Don't go in that refrigerator and get anything out of it until I get back. He leaves. Man, them boys hungry as hell. They're like, shit, that nigga shit don't open it, but damn, I'm hungry as hell. He ain't gonna know. Go in the refrigerator. They go in there. Well, one brother goes, hey, man, that shit, he said don't do it, man. They're like, but he's not gonna know he did it. Shit. So it'd be as though we didn't. The one brother is like, no, man, he said don't do it. I'm not breaking his command. Well, the other two take the shit. It's three brothers. Two take it, one doesn't eat it. Dad comes back, goes right to the refrigerator. What the fuck? Uh-oh. What's the one brother that he gonna do? He gonna go, I told you niggas. I told you not to take that shit. That's what we're doing right now. When y'all don't heed to the truth and then the shit hits you on the head, we go, told you. Told you to come out of her. You're like, no, I gotta get my 5-year program so I can get some ass. I gotta become somebody so I can get some ass. That's all it's about. Impressing people. You niggas is out here in this world hoeing yourself out to get up in some status that's going to give you nothing in exchange. It's going to give you vanity. It's going to pay you vanity, but you're doing it. You're putting your energy into it. You still don't believe it's not real. You won't accept that. You won't accept that it's not real. You can't. You're like, no, it's real. That's the only way I'll get some pussy. Seriously, that's the way you're thinking about it is look, if I did what Abba said and I had a big ass house, I was in a mansion and I gave up my mansion, sold it to the poor, gave the proceeds to the poor, like he told me to do, sold my cars, gave the proceeds to the poor, bought a tent that was accommodating for me, went out, lived on some land, got me a tent, lived out there with a simple life, ate the fruits of the land, planted vegetables and shit like that, got the water from a well and all that, and lived that lifestyle because that's what's pleasing to Abba. I ain't going to get any pussy if I do that. It's that simple. You see? If I lived like that, no woman would want me. And if I did have a woman, she definitely wouldn't follow me. Well, that means that she's not for you. Because if that's what's going to be pleasing to the Most High and you're going to do what's pleasing to the Most High, don't you think your counterpart would do what's pleasing to the Most High as well? Just like you, if it was your soulmate? Okay, then. Okay, then. But y'all aren't willing to do it. You're like, shit, I got a Ferrari in the garage. You telling me, give that up, give the proceeds to the poor, and follow you. You're crazy as hell. Not doing that shit. That's why. That's why. So, like I said, at the end of the day, you're going to have to listen to these messages and any messages that are like it and say, it was just true. It was just true all along. So I could have listened the first time I heard it. But when I heard it and I heard that trumpet, it was too loud and it sounded like too much banging brass in my ears and I just couldn't listen. I was too in my pride. I was too thinking, nah, it's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. I'll have my riches. I'll live my good life. I'll have everything I ever dreamed of. See, just like the HOE said, I sit a queen and shall not be desolate. Y'all see how that works? I shall never be brought down to the ground. Okay, we shall see, Jezebel, because there's nothing new under the sun. What hath been shall be. So Jezebel didn't win last time. Elijah, who was living in the wilderness, see how that worked? Wearing those wilderness clothes he was wearing, like John the Baptist did, who was Elijah. He goes up to heaven in a whirlwind. Jezebel gets eaten by the dogs. And y'all don't think that's what it's about. Well, we shall see. Shalom Yisrael.